thank you all for coming. Joining us today is Assemblymember Todd Gloria, City Council members Georgette Gomez and Lori Zaff, Jason Anderson, who is President and CEO of Clean Tech, Mickey Knabb, who is Chair of Business for Good. And I'd also like to thank some of the city staff that is here who have been working on this very, very hard, especially my infrastructure policy manager, Lee Friedman, the city's economic development director, Eric Caldwell, and the city's chief sustainability officer, Cody Hooven. Let's get right to it. San Diego is a city that innovates. We are a city that leads. And we are a city where the environment is central to our quality of life. And we all want to leave a better and cleaner San Diego than the one we inherited. And today, that's why we have set collectively an ambitious goal of getting to 100% renewable energy citywide by 2035. That's 10 years earlier than the state of California, which recently set a similar goal for 2045. We have spent years of research and analysis to figure out the best pathway to reach our 100% renewable energy goal. We've had outside consultants conduct feasibility studies and plans through a transparent and peer-reviewed process. And we have taken a thoughtful and conservative approach to make sure that all of the financial numbers make sense. And we've discussed at length with energy experts, business leaders, and environmentalists to get their feedback and input. And by the end of the day, it is clear to me that the best path to reach our 100% renewable energy goal is with community choice.
Yeah.
Community choice, also referred to as a CCA, means that we are going to begin the process of forming a new regional joint powers entity to manage the responsibility of purchasing power for our residents. This new regional joint powers entity would create healthy competition, give consumers a real choice in where they get their energy from, lower energy costs by 5% or more for our businesses and residents, and enable local job creation and build out more local, clean energy, and help the city reach our renewable energy goal faster. The recent ruling by the California Public Utilities Commission on exit fees gave us the clarity we needed to complete the business plan for the CCA and determine the costs. And what it shows is that San Diego can become a greener city while at the same time lowering costs for our ratepayers. This is what I've been saying for years about our climate action plan. We can leave a cleaner city for the next generation and create economic benefits for our region. The two are not mutually exclusive. The bottom line is that we are creating a fair and open marketplace. People may choose SDG&E, they may choose the CCA, but the point is they can choose. Several large businesses in our city already have this choice, and I want to put that same choice into the hands of every business and resident in the city of San Diego. So what does this mean for our customers? Most customers won't even notice the change. They will still get reliable power. They will still get their bills from SDG&E. The only difference they might notice is that their bill is cheaper. And let me just say that SDG&E is a fantastic partner that has not only invested in our community, but has also been a leader in renewable energy. And I'm confident that that won't change. Community choice will be a forward-thinking change from business as usual, but that's what it's going to take if we're serious about addressing climate action. And this is not going to happen overnight. This will be a multi-year process that starts with my decision today. The next step will be to ask the City Council President to docket a resolution for City Council approval as early as December. And I'll be recommending to them that the preferred pathway for the creation of a new community choice program for San Diego is to establish a Joint Powers Authority, or JPA. Let me be clear, the City of San Diego will not be going alone on this endeavor. My goal is to get regional buy-in for this effort. This JPA would allow for other cities and government agencies in this county to join with us and create a larger pool of customers. As I think as many of you know, several cities in our region have already begun exploring their own CCAs or have expressed interest in joining our effort. The more customer in our CCA helps strengthen our negotiating power when signing energy contracts, which of course means lower costs for our ratepayers. A JPA would also allow for an independent board of energy experts to oversee the CCA's implementation and operations and protect the city's general fund from financial exposure. This will all take time, and this will continue to be a deliberative process where our number one goal is protecting ratepayers. We are going to spend the next year establishing the JPA and its structure, as well as talking to others who may be interested in joining the JPA. And once in place, the Joint Powers Authority will then develop an implementation plan and submit it to the California Public Utilities Commission for approval late next year. Once approved by the state, we could begin delivering power as soon as 2021. This is an important and huge endeavor, and it won't be easy. Nothing worth doing ever is. But 4 years ago, I stood here with business leaders and environmental leaders to release a draft of our landmark climate action plan. And we set that ambitious goal of slashing greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2035. And to get there, we also made a commitment to use 100% renewable energy citywide. We set an example for other cities around the world to follow. And we said very clearly that climate change is real and that cities are going to take the lead in addressing it. Today, we are also releasing our annual report on the progress of our climate action plan. It shows that we've been able to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 21% so far, ahead of our 2020 goal of 15%. It's tangible progress towards a cleaner San Diego. And I, for one, am very proud of our city's leadership on climate action and believe that it should be the source of pride for all San Diegans. So at the very beginning, as we established this, it was business and environmental and community stakeholders and neighbors working together. But we can't rest on our laurels. There's a lot more work to do with the very lofty goals that we have set. And with this decision today on community choice, I am confident that San Diego will continue its role as a pioneer in climate change. And I think that everybody who is standing behind me this afternoon will agree, we are building a better future for all San Diegans. And now someone who I'd like to introduce, someone who was here with me, right here, 4 years ago, when we unveiled our climate action plan and who has been a champion of clean energy. Please welcome State Assembly Member Todd Gloria. Todd?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. It is incredible to stand here with our mayor, some of Councilmember Gomez and Zaff, as well as community partners to take part in what is truly a landmark day for America's finest city. Mr. Mayor, I'm honored to stand with you and Councilmembers Gomez and Zaff to take this very significant step forward in San Diego's global climate leadership. It should come as no surprise that I do take a great deal of pride in the mayor's announcement today as one of the authors of the Climate Action Plan for San Diego. During my time as interim mayor of this city, we set a vision for San Diego to achieve its own clean energy future by cutting greenhouse gas emissions and moving to 100% renewable energy. Mayor Faulconer has put this plan into action by adopting it, making it legally enforceable, and keeping San Diego at the forefront of global climate action leadership. Today, with this announcement, we take a tremendous step forward by committing the City of San Diego to community choice energy. Community choice is the only pathway to achieve 100% renewable energy. And that's why state and local jurisdictions across the nation have begun implementing community choice as a part of their service model. Our adoption of community choice will allow us to achieve our climate action goals, and not just that of those here in the city, but of course those across our state. Just a month ago, as the mayor mentioned, Governor Brown signed into law Senate Bill 100, legislation that I proudly co-authored to set California on a path to 100% renewable energy. This was in no doubt following in San Diego's lead. What's more is that community choice puts the community in charge of our climate destiny. Residents can now choose to stay with their utility or to choose another, cleaner option. For me, there is no question that San Diegans deserve to have a choice. It's without question that San Diegans deserve access to 100% renewable energy at prices they can afford. And most importantly, it is without question that San Diegans deserve a future that is both clean and safe. That's what community choice energy will do for our city. I want to say very specifically, I thank and I applaud Mayor Faulconer for taking this step today and committing San Diego to community choice. And I want to strongly encourage the City Council to take action and to enter into the joint powers agreement with our neighboring cities. Since the climate plan's adoption in the city of San Diego, multiple cities across San Diego County have followed our lead by adopting their own plans to 100% renewable energy. We should be partners in the effort going forward as we adopt community choice. We know that community choice will bring the greatest impact in terms of combating climate change if we come together as a region and support clean energy. I also want to take a moment to thank the public, many members of the public who've been deeply engaged in this effort for multiple years, and nonprofit and environmental groups and advocacy members, community leaders, many of whom are standing behind me today. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge Nicole Capritz of the Climate Action Campaign and Jason Anderson of Clean Tech San Diego, people who were instrumental in the development of the Climate Action Plan when I served in the mayor's office, and who have continued to persistently follow in making sure that it actually gets implemented. It's because of their advocacy and so many others that we have made it to this point today of making a transformational change that undoubtedly will secure a clean and safe future for San Diego. Now, I just want to be clear, this is just one step of many more we must do if we're to keep faith with our climate action plan. Today is a very important and big step forward, but we also must do more when it comes to transportation and providing choices for San Diegans from how to get to A to B in ways that hopefully have less climate emissions. And of course, with regard to equity and making sure that those who are hit first and hardest by climate change receive some of the investments from this plan. We have to do this plan correctly. But for today, I think it's a day for celebration. It's a day to encourage San Diegans to engage and make sure that we implement this correctly. But I think it's a tremendous day for San Diego. It's the right choice for San Diego, and I'm very, very proud to stand here with my colleagues and to be a part of it. Again, kudos to our mayor and his team for making this possible. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Assemblymember. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd. Next up is City Council Member Georgette Gomez, who of course sits on the city's Environment Committee and who's been a staunch advocate for moving this city forward on so many sustainable areas. Councilmember Gomez.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a great day to be here standing with my colleagues and our community advocates. And I too want to start by thanking our mayor for this strong leadership and really setting this monumental step forward. I think this is something to be very proud, and I'm happy to be standing here with you and your team. So thank you for including me. I'm glad to be here in this very exciting first step towards 100% renewable future for San Diegans. I want to first start by thanking someone that led the charge in having us be here today, and that is my good friend, Nicole Capritz of the Climate Action Plan, the Climate Action Campaign. I really want to acknowledge her. I look forward to being involved in the next steps and ensuring that we create a program that will lead us in achieving our climate reductions to ensure that we have a future in in our region. 54% of the city's greenhouse gases are actually coming from transportation. And as I am happy to be supporting today's actions, we need to do more, obviously. And as the chair of our transportation metropolitan system, I know that we can do our part for transit. And I'm very excited to be sharing that we're actually going to be starting a pilot of reducing our buses and transforming our buses to electrification, which is also tied to today's announcement. As we're creating a better fleet that reduces emissions, we can also perhaps have a future customer with MTS. So I'm excited for that. This will make sure that we actually achieve a true climate action reduction and help us achieve our climate action plan by reducing the emissions, not only from energy generation, but also the mobility aspect of things, and have a better air quality overall for all San Diegans in our community. But I also want to make sure that as a community advocate, I had the opportunity to influence the climate action plan before it got adopted. And one of the key components to that action plan was actually ensuring that underserved communities get the benefits of what today is about. I want to make sure that communities that have been living with the burden of high pollution actually get the first opportunity to have a better future. So we have an opportunity to do the right thing, not only for the environment, but actually also create a better environment for those that have been living with high pollution in their communities. So I'm hoping that as we move forward, communities that are in the front line of bad pollution really benefit from this, and we have an opportunity to do so. I'm excited that we're actually creating this historic opportunity for San Diegans, one that will lead to good jobs. But not only that, it would also lead to a better choice when it comes to energy use. So I'm happy once again to be here, and I really want to thank the leadership of the mayor for today's announcement, and I am looking forward and making sure that the city council does support this this action today, because it is the right thing for San Diegans. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Thank you, Councilmember. Well said. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Gomez. And now I'd like to welcome a real champion for our beach communities and our environment, Councilmember Lori Zaff. Lori?
All right. Well, I'm going to keep this very brief. You've heard everything there is to say about what's going on today. So I just want to say thank you to the mayor. Thank you to Assemblymember Todd Gloria, Councilmember Gomez, all the city staff and community of environmental leaders, all your work to make San Diego cleaner and greener. For several years, my beach and bay residents have been calling on the city to take the next step. And today, I am truly happy for San Diego. This is an essential first step in making San Diego's energy costs affordable for all working San Diegans. Our residents deserve to have a choice in where their energy comes from. And this is, as you've heard, an opportunity to reach our climate goals and lead the nation like no other city has done. And most importantly, protect our environment. So thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. Thank you again, Assemblymember, I'm used to calling him Councilmember, Gloria, for your continued support, and feel confident that my council colleagues will support the mayor's direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Councilmember. Now I'd like to introduce one of our local business leaders, Mickey Knabb, who will talk about what this means to him and other small business owners in San Diego. Mikey? Thank you. Mikey. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Mikey Knabb, founding chair of Business for Good San Diego. We represent over 230 small and medium-sized business owners in the region who believe that investing in our employees and our community is just as important as quarterly profits. We know that we cannot employ people without being profitable, and we know that for small business owners, margins can be thin. We at Business for Good could not be more thrilled at this announcement that our city is going to move forward on a community choice energy program. I run Ponce's Mexican restaurant, and I have seen my utility rates double from 2008 to 2018, and then double again from June to August of this year. San Diegans pay the highest utility rates in California, and we have had no choice to do otherwise. A year ago, I made remarks to the press and the City Council's Environment Committee that mentioned how many taco shops and Mexican restaurants there are in San Diego, which is an amazing benefit to people living in and visiting our great city. People have a choice in where they buy their tacos, so we restaurateurs are held to high standards of quality and sourcing, and we must price our tacos fairly in order to compete. SDG&E has had no such incentive because they have always been a protected monopoly in San Diego with only one mission: to earn profits for shareholders of their parent company, Sempra Energy. If there were a taco monopoly in San Diego, it could source ingredients from the cheapest vendors using the lowest quality stuff, and then charge whatever price they pleased, perhaps the highest in the state. Thank goodness there is no taco monopoly, because choice is good and tacos are good. I cannot turn off my refrigeration at the restaurant simply because the utility tells me that from 2 to 5 p.m. I need to lower my electricity use. Trust me, you don't want restaurants to do that. San Diego has a massive craft beer industry, which fuels both our desire to enjoy delicious beverages as well as our tourism. Breweries cannot turn off their refrigeration either. Trust me, you don't want warm beer. A broad coalition of partners in the Community Choice Alliance, including Business for Good, the Climate Action Campaign, and the Center on Policy Initiatives, have been working with city council members and the mayor's office to help show that there is strong support in the community, and in particular among San Diego businesses, for this move towards local control of our energy sources and incentives to lower rates for residents and business owners alike. Business owners in San Diego believe in the future of our city, and we know that achieving these goals of our climate action plan, one of the best in the nation and a reason for San Diego to be proud of our local leadership, is critical in the success of our businesses and the health of our employees, our customers, and our communities. We are incredibly grateful to Mayor Kevin Faulconer and to the city council members who are supporting this action, and to all San Diegans who have helped work tirelessly to make this a reality. It will lower our rates, it will increase the amount of renewable energy in our utilities portfolio, and it will ensure that we move towards a healthy future for all San Diegans. Tacos, beer, clean energy for all. Thank you.
Well done, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you very much. Lastly, I'd like to invite Jason Anderson of Clean Tech, who's been a real leader region-wide on this effort. And Jason, I can't thank you and everybody at Clean Tech enough, so come on up.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and I'm honored to be here and stand before you and Assemblymember Gloria, Councilmember Gomez and Zaf, and your commitment to our regional environment and economy. I also want to thank Cody Hooven for her commitment to ensuring that the goals established in the city's climate action plan are met in a way that are beneficial to all. I know firsthand, as many of us do, how much time Cody has spent getting us here today. And I also want to acknowledge the work of Nicole Capritz and the Climate Action Campaign for what they've done as well. And I'll thank Mikey as well for his commitment to these issues and for the work of Business for Good, and probably most importantly for Ponce's for providing me and everyone else in San Diego with the best Mexican food and margaritas in all of California. So thank you. Clean Tech San Diego was founded 11 years ago to position the greater San Diego region as a globally recognized leader in the innovation and adoption of clean technology and sustainable business practices that benefit both our economy and our environment. As we all know, San Diego's landmark climate action plan has the world watching and learning from our pursuit of environmental change alongside economic prosperity. And as the city pursues its 100% renewable energy goal, which we believe will be a public-private partnership, Clean Tech San Diego and our members are here to assist and support the city. We have a deep bench of energy experts committed to the city's success. In fact, some of you may not know that a significant number of CCAs throughout California, part of their operations are actually run out of downtown San Diego by a Clean Tech San Diego member. The clean tech industry was born out of a desire to do things differently, and here in San Diego, we are fortunate to have city leaders who value innovation, sustainability, and leading by example, and who are willing to make bold action to support these values. Mayor Faulconer, thank you for your continued leadership and for your willingness to continue to make the city's climate action plan a priority. Our economy, environment, and quality of life will continue to be better because of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you again. Thank you to everybody who's up here. Thank you for all of you for being here today, this warm day. And with that, we will break, and any of us will be available for questions one-on-one. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well done, sir.